Happy, happy Halloween, Halloween, Halloween. Happy, happy Halloween, Silver Shamrock. Happy, happy Halloween, Halloween, Halloween. Happy, happy Halloween, Silver Shamrock.
Hey, yo, friends. What is going on for the official dawning of a new era for episode 134 of In Madness Pod? It's Shawn the Butcher. Oh my God. I'm here with Vertebrae33 Michael Myers. What's going on?
We're doing Halloween, right?
Wrong one.
I'm in this one, right? I'm in this one.
Well, you briefly.
I'm in it.
Briefly. You are.
I think I'm in it.
I got Vertebrae here in the Michael Myers mask, but you're in the wrong. So this is where I was going to start with this discussion for this movie. That was the first thing I had is the Michael Myers and the lack thereof. But we'll get into that in a second. How's it going? How have you been?
Should I just breathe?
Check us out on our YouTube. Visual
I'm good.
On audio podcasts are great. Thank you so much if you joined us on our Comic-Con episodes. We busted ass for those episodes. Myself, Vertebrae33. You had a couple Michael Myers show up to the booth as well?
I did have a couple Michael Myers show up the booth. But Shawn, I did prep for a Halloween movie. You're telling me Michael Myers isn't in this movie?
He's in it for a fraction of, and that was the lore behind this movie. Was like, oh, Michael Myers isn't in it, but he is, and I kind of like the cool way that he is incorporated into it. That's a cool Michael Myers mask. So that's the one you were wearing. Vertebrae had a Halloween party. He does the haunted house in his backyard, and he was totally rocking the bit, and he had the everything. He had the Michael Myers outfit. Yeah. I like that mask. It was very creepy.
You know what's crazy is like this mask was just on the floor before we started the episode. And like, I'm not going to lie, Shawn, it like freaked me out a little bit just to look down. And
it is horrifying to look at when you're just holding it there on our YouTube page.
The fun fact is that there's no hole for the mouth. So when I was doing it for the Halloween party, I went out front. I was in the overalls. I wore these like big boots and everything. I was standing there and I literally started to get like lightheaded because I
told you,
like,
take a scissor and just put a little.
So then I had to like go run off for a second really quick and cut a hole because I think that trick or treat.
You don't want to be the dad who passes out at your own Halloween
trick
party.
would have been passed out with like 10-year-olds kicking me or something.
Yeah, and like just waiting for you to sit up at a 90-degree angle.
Oh, that would have been awesome. Yeah. No, if I could have sat up like that. Oh, that's the full gimmick right there.
This is the premiere podcast, In Madness Pod, inmadnesspod@gmail.com, inmadnesspod @inmadnesspod on all of the socials. Check us out on YouTube. We have the In Madness Spotify playlist, which we added so many songs to from our Comic-Con episode. It's up to like 10 hours long right now. It's the greatest playlist in history. Happy In Madness Friday, because we didn't drop an episode this Monday because you boys are a little tired, all right? But we'll never leave you a week without an episode. We still got to figure out what we're doing for this coming Monday's episode. We'll get to that in a little bit. Don't you worry about it. Well, that's for another date and time. But make sure you check out. We have this brand new bonus episode for you, but you knew it was coming because we're men of tradition. And every Halloween is a tradition on In Madness Pod. And hopefully you have caught up to what that tradition is. So make sure you tell your friends and spread the madness. The tentacles need to surround the entire world. Let everyone you know about In Madness Pod. We got shirts. We got mugs. InMadnessPod.com. What mug do you have for this episode? And do you have the vinyl for this film, Vertebrae33?
I do have the vinyl. So first, the mug. I don't know if I've used this before, but it's a very Halloween-y with cobwebs mug. I'm not sure if I've used that before, but hold on. I do have the vinyl, Shawn. Talk amongst yourselves.
Yeah, this is how I'm going to talk. Do 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 do.
So I have this for YouTube, right? Because we got this big box set of like all the original films on vinyl.
I saw you got the 4K of this. You posted on your Instagram. I was like, oh, he's teasing the next episode.
I do. And then for the vinyl,
We're gonna post all of this on the socials at In Madness Pod. Wow, check out the vinyl on our YouTube. We're also gonna post it.
Hey
on
man,
our
that should just
socials.
be my picture for the whole episode.
Yeah, I mean that's pretty cool. That's so sick. I knew you would have the vinyl for this. So without any further interruptions, we have discussed a new era of In Madness Pod where no more part twos of movies. We're just gonna hit it all in the episode. I'm not gonna like word for word describe.
So
every...
wait, Shawn.
Go ahead. Go ahead.
So thank you everyone for joining us. Happy
Yes.
Halloween. And
Trick
it's been
or
a great
treat.
episode. Trick or treat has been a great episode. We'll catch you guys next week.
Ah, it's not April Fools. It's not April
I was
Fools.
gonna say, but that's like our new format. We just come on and you ask me if I have a mug and a record, and then we say
That's
goodbye
it. That's
to
the new
everybody.
podcast.
If you notice on YouTube, Shawn's got a whole new posture going on. He's not standing anymore.
Sitting,
He's relaxing. It's pretty good. I feel like I might be in a counseling session.
The new era.
Right now.
This is the HR session. I'm about to put on the smile and say, cameras on, everybody.
Vertebrae33 HR session. But listen, we're gonna wrap up some other things probably on the next episode. But it's that time of year. Happy Halloween to everyone out there, to all that celebrate. And Shawn, we're talking about Halloween 3.
Season of the Witch.
Season of the Witch. Directed and written by Tommy Lee Wallace, who worked on the original, and I think he worked on 2 as well, and he was the Shape for a little while in the original. Makes his directorial debut, and we get into some weirdness right away, Shawn. This is a Halloween, the first and the only Halloween film in the franchise that does not feature Michael Myers.
Literally my first note here on my page, that was the lore when I started falling in love with horror movies. I think Halloween was the first one. I went on to the second one, and just the legend on the street was, don't even bother with Halloween 3. There's no Michael Myers in it. So for a while I skipped right over it and went to 4 and 5, and then eventually with streaming services and it popping up everywhere, I'm like, I have to give this a shot.
Yeah.
And I watched and I was like, oh, it's like a different like world of the Halloween universe.
Essentially what happens is Carpenter and Deborah Hill are like, we're not doing 3. They didn't like 2. They didn't like what they had to do with 2. Nope, we're not doing 3. They want them to be involved in it. They're like, we'll do it. Can't be a direct sequel to Halloween 2. No Michael Myers in the film. So they're like, we got to do this. So they give it a budget of $4.6 million. And their idea is, let's make this, and it's a great idea. Let's make this a series of films that we do that, just become almost longer, like Creepshow episodes in some way, or long Twilight Zone episodes, and around the holiday of Halloween, which is fantastic. But multiple occasions does this movie not help itself by not, because you are waiting when you first see this, and fan reaction alone is people didn't like it, because I'm sure there's a lot of people who thought Michael Myers would show up. And I made a few points in my notes where it's like, this is a point where you think he could finally show his face. The tagline, the night no one comes home, not a good idea. Fun, but not a good idea. Let's remind everybody, right? Michael Jordan no longer plays for the Chicago Bulls. Let's not call them the Michael Jordan less Bulls, and when we're trying to sell tickets. So I think they didn't help themselves. But Shawn, this movie comes out in 1982, and I want to take 1 second to talk about 1982.
This is the year before I was born. I was not even on this earth at this time.
The year before you were born. This is the year of films. Listen to this list of films that came out. And this is not all of them. I listed ones that I thought would mean something to us. E.T., Blade Runner, The Thing, Annie, big film. Maybe not our favorite, but big film. Rocky 3, Halloween 3, Star Trek 2, Wrath of Khan.
Star Trek, not Star Wars.
Star Trek 2, Wrath of Khan. Don't confuse it, Shawn. Don't confuse it.
If you're watching our YouTube, he just got so mad at me.
I got so tight. I'm so angry right now. This podcast is over. 48 Hours with Eddie Murphy. Poltergeist. And An Officer and a Gentleman, Tootsie, Swamp Thing,
Your favorite.
Diner, Conan the Barbarian,
Arnold.
Grease 2, The World According to Garp with Robin Williams, Fast Times at Ridgemont High,
That one I know. A lot of these I have not seen.
Friday the 13th, Part 3 in
Uh-huh.
3D,
That's
Pink
a favorite.
Floyd's The Wall,
Oh boy, yeah.
First Blood,
Rambo.
Creep Show,
That's a good one.
Gandhi,
Okay.
The Dark Crystal. Listen to that list of movies. Has that many impactful movies come out in the last
1 year?
5 years of our
Yeah.
from
So funny.
2020 to 2025?
Yes.
That I didn't even list all of them. You know, like all the ones that are bigger films, but like these are huge, huge films. People still talk about Wrath of Khan, Rocky
Mhm.
3. That's got Hogan in it. That's the whole Thunderlips thing. Mr.
Mhm.
T, The Thing, Blade Runner, like E.T. This is insane. So this comes out at this time, and I think that doesn't help it either
Mhm.
because that's what happened to The Thing as well. So you're telling us there's no Michael Myers, but you're telling us we get Jason in 3D.
Mhm.
And I don't have it here, but I believe The Outsiders came out that same year, if I remember correctly, or right around there. But these are incredible films. The Dark Crystal is a movie that people have been chasing for years to try to recreate. They did a new one on Netflix, and I don't think it even got to the original. But so I think people go into it with those expectations. I can't remember when I actually saw this. Unfortunately, both of us, by the time we saw it, we were told Michael Myers isn't in this movie. And why are you watching it? And then, like, when I finally watched it, I was like, "This is pretty cool."
It's a favorite. Like it's like Freddy 3. It's the hidden favorite in the franchise.
Yeah, I think it gets lost in the shuffle and it gets downgraded because they should have called it something else.
Mhm.
Could have been John Carpenter's whatever.
Season of the Witch.
Yes, just drop Halloween and call it Season of the
Yeah.
Witch, and you're perfectly fine. Call it Samhain if you wanted, right? Like
So
you
he
could
did
just.
all the music for this?
So it's him and our buddy Alan Howarth, who
Mhm.
worked with him on some other films and has done some. Goes on to do a bunch of scores for like later films as well. So what's interesting about that, Shawn, is we'll get to some parts where they're clearly using music from the original, right? When we get to that one scene,
Playing his own theme music, yeah.
doesn't help, right? Doesn't help.
Because he's still not coming.
Right. And listen, special effects artist Don Post Studios, they make these masks, these iconic masks for this film. They still sell these masks to this day. I should get one of those. I don't have those masks, but those are pretty cool.
I love the silver shamrock masks. Are the pumpkin,
Yes.
the skull, and the witch face. Like
Mhm.
those are the Acacia Strain just put out like a merch drop with those 3 masks on.
Mhm.
It's so sick. So
Yeah,
sick.
very cool. Jamie Lee Curtis in this film as an uncredited cameo.
Oh damn.
She's the telephone operator voice and the Santa Mira curfew announcer as well. So
Okay.
she's there.
I was wondering if that was okay. I was wondering if that was the same voice from Escape from New York. And when we did our Escape from New York episode,
Yeah.
they were saying that Jamie Lee Curtis did it, and it did kind of sound the same to me.
Right.
Yeah.
And then, Shawn, you know how much I love novelizations.
Mhm.
There's a novelization of this film,
Of course.
by Dennis Etchison, who's written a bunch of books and did a bunch of novelizations. He writes it under a pseudonym of Jack Martin. So I don't know why. Did he want to keep himself away from this Michael Myers list film? I don't know, but he used a pseudonym for this. And it says in my notes, I wrote, the film is a critical failure. Everyone hates it. It doesn't do so great at the box office.
Critical Failure is a great band name.
Yes, that's our new band, Critical Failure. That's our new podcast. But the book becomes a bestseller and is reissued 2 years after the movie's release in 1984. So, like, I don't have it. I feel like I need to get my hands on it. I tried to find, Shawn, an audiobook of it,
Mm.
and I should send the link and we could post this. I didn't find an audiobook, but I found audio on YouTube of some dude reading this book for like hours, and he's quite a character. Yeah, it's pretty interesting, and the audio is like not great too.
Maybe
So
we
it's
should
just
post a
like,
clip of it on our socials. We'll shout him out.
yeah, yeah.
Do you want to
But
get into Halloween 3? Are you ready?
I am ready, and this is gonna be fun. Buckle up, everybody. This is gonna go by quick.
We're
Ready?
doing this
Set.
in one episode. This is the new format from now on. This is how we do movies in Madness Pod, fam. This is how we did it in the beginning until we switched it up to the 2-episode format. We're bringing it back to the 1-episode format. But now we're gonna kind of like fly through these a little quicker, I think. And I'm ready to go. This is the
We're
new way.
doing
Let's
this.
do
We're
it.
doing this how Shawn listens to audiobooks. So maybe you were on
Yeah.
1, and now we're on 1.5 or
Let's
2.
do it. Let's do it. And if there's anything you would like to add to this conversation, feel free to do it on the socials at In Madness Pod or hit us in the mail sack. We do read your emails on the show, inmadnesspod@gmail.com. So, Halloween 3 Season of the Witch. Here's what we got. We got dudes in business suits trying to murder this guy with a silver shamrock mask.
Yeah.
We
He's
also
running away.
find out a stone from Stonehenge has gone missing.
Right. Hold on, Shawn. Back up for a second.
Go ahead.
The intro to this movie, this digital look that it has going on with the pumpkin, and right away, Shawn, there's really no classic. It's its own classic theme. They're doing something different. So at this point, they want to pull it away from Michael Myers. But the themes that they come up with in this film are also ingrained in your brains forever. And then we do this cool pan out with the digital stuff, and there's a reveal of the digital jack-o'-lantern, which we just showed. That was like a takeoff of that on that album cover. So and then but when the guy is running, Shawn, we hear the classic Halloween theme kind of sped up and like a little bit different. It's like
Oh,
the
is that what
same
it
theme.
is?
It's like that theme, but like if you listen to it, the notes are there. I'm not a musician, so don't kill me. But it seems like the same theme that's kind of sped up, and there's a note or so that's a little bit different. So we don't get it originally, but now we're quickly alluding to it. We're also running right into a gas station / garage, which there's going to be a few things in this movie that it's like, oh, that's Halloween. Like he went there and he got the overalls and he did whatever. So they're trying to hit some of those notes while they do it. This was also the same gas station that was seen in The Fog.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
That's cool. I like that they incorporate Stonehenge into this. I went to Stonehenge last year. It was very cool. And I like the way that it's incorporated into this. We'll find out more about that later. So if we're talking about the music in this movie, I have to just say, I'm putting it out there. The opinions of Shawn the Butcher do not reflect the opinions of Vertebrae33 on In Madness Pod. The Silver Shamrock theme is the most annoying theme in any movie I have ever heard. And not only that, they play it like 15,000 times in this movie. And it drives me insane. And every time I watch this movie, I'm just like, end this. I'm as annoyed as our main character Tom is by it every time.
Well, I think it's supposed to be that way.
Yes, I understand.
I don't think it's easy listening. Like I don't want to sit and listen to a whole. I have the
Is
score.
it on the vinyl? It's got to be on the vinyl.
It's on the vinyl, but there's so much more to the score than that, right? So it's like you got to kind of skip through that. But I think it's meant to be. It's catchy as hell, but I also think it's meant to really annoy you and make you feel like a little bit kooky as well. But yes, no, not my favorite theme for sure.
So we got Tom Atkins, that's the actor's name. His the dad, he's the doctor, he's the drunk, the ex-husband. His wife
Dr.
is
Chalice, right?
Chalice.
Dr. Dan Chalice.
I'm
I
just
think
gonna call him
right?
Doc in this episode.
Doc. Yeah, and he is the smoothest dude ever, this Tom.
So first off, his wife is Annie from Halloween, the first one who not the I don't know if she's the first one who gets it, but she's the one who gets got in the car. I couldn't believe it. I was like, oh cool. Annie hates his guts.
Yeah, she does not like him. Tom is not a very good dad, I don't think.
No, he seems like a deadbeat dad, but he's also the most desirable man on the planet. He's got his ex-wife, he's flirting with his nurses, he's banging this dude's daughter later on, he's flirting with the assistant, helping him out, finding other. Every woman wants everything to do with our main doctor character.
just like in the fog, right? He's in there as well, like
Yeah, he
doing the
is
same
also
thing.
yeah, he is also in
Yeah,
the
he's
pod.
doing this. He's doing the same thing. So, it's funny, showing me as we go through it. Around 7 minutes into this film, we see this Silver Shamrock commercial, and it shows like a child's face, and then the screen jumps, and then it quickly at the 7-minute 41-second mark shows Michael Myers' face, and then the picture jumps again.
Okay.
It's a split second. I'll see if I can pause it, and we'll try to get it. I'll take a photo of it and we can post it. But again, not doing a great job of keeping us
Just
away from
teasing
Michael Myers.
everybody, yeah.
Yeah.
I'm getting Halloween 2 vibes from the hospital in the
Yep.
opening of this.
Here we are at a hospital again.
We got business suit dudes still after this guy with the mask.
Mhm.
Like the death that this dude goes through. The business suit guy comes in and like digs his fingers in this guy's eyeballs, grabs his like nose bridge and
Yeah.
like pulls it out of his face.
And so right away, you're without knowing anything, you're like, oh, what? How could that person be that strong? Right? Like, what? I don't understand. What's going on? This guy has superpowers. Is this guy also like Michael Myers? Because he's got some pretty amazing strength as well. And then what happens to the dude that does
He
that?
runs out into his car, pours gasoline all over himself, lights a match, and blows himself up.
At the hospital. What have we also seen at the hospital in
Oh,
Halloween, right?
Michael Myers gets torched at the end of Halloween 2.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
There's just too when you start pulling it apart, it's like there were just too many of these beats that you were hitting again, and you didn't need to. Like, you could have it's a really cool story. The premise of this is really neat. I always wonder if they'd remake it, because I think it's somebody else's hands. Like, it could get kind of really funky. Um, and I got to loft this out to you, Shawn. I like this film much better than Weapons.
Oh, we'll do that. We'll do that in our next episode. We could do that in our next episode.
I don't know if I could talk about that movie that much.
Briefly.
Yeah, we could do it if you'd like.
I was
Yeah.
shocked by your text message. I was, but I also have a weapon story, but we can talk about that for our Monday episode. But yeah, Vertebrae 33.
Maybe.
I want to have that brief discussion because my story is kind of funny.
Okay, we could do it on a point inside 0.5
We
madness.
don't call them point
Part
yeah,
2
yeah,
in
yeah.
Madness, the sequel. We're changing all the names if you're keeping up at home. But
So we got this dead dude who just got his nose pulled out, right?
Mhm.
We got his daughter, all right, and she
Ellie,
shows up and she wants answers.
of course.
And you know what? Doc wants some answers too. And they got answers for each other.
Aha.
Hot sex.
Yeah. So Atkins quickly ditching his kids to hang out with a young girl, get some beer. Let's go on the road and find some some answers together. He suggests getting a hotel room. Like, whoa. And Shawn, that scene when they arrive at this hotel in that town, which is a weird town, and we've got the Winnebago family and then the angry lady, all of that stuff I love all that. So weird. So very weird.
I love we got our Michael Myers appearance. Watch Halloween on this channel on the TV commercial. And they show Michael like walking down the steps and Laurie Strode screaming. And I was like, oh, like that's his appearance in this movie.
But also, I mean, he appears later on, but
Yeah.
as well. But like, I don't know what I think about that, and I wonder if that angered people because
I'm sure
you're
it did.
essentially pulling that out and saying this is real. This stuff you're about to see with Stonehenge and getting zapped and all this other stuff and snakes and bugs, that's all actually real. But this guy by himself who gets angry and puts a mask on and kills a bunch of people, that's fake. Right? So they kind of like separate it. I know they're trying to be like tongue in cheek and a little bit of funny about it, but I think in hindsight, you got to look at it and say you should have distanced yourself from that so far. And it's not like Carpenter wasn't involved in a ton of other movies. Just calling it John Carpenter's Season of the Witch going to get people to go. So what if it's set around Halloween? The general public's just going to look at it and be like, well, it's not Halloween. When it's Halloween, it's got to have Michael Myers. That's what everybody.
Yeah. Well, they brought it back for 4 and 5, which you can look forward to in 365 days from now.
Oh yeah, and you know what the best part about that was is I guess if eventually we cancel this podcast show, maybe we do it by the time we get to the Rob
Man,
Zombie.
don't put that out into the stratosphere.
The Rob Zombie ones. Can we just skip those then?
We can skip those. It's okay. There's plenty of Halloween movies to cover before the Rob Zombie one.
I will say they just dropped a extended score for the new ones, like a box set.
Oh,
I think I might have to get it.
I saw John, as we call him now, promoting our shout outs to our close personal friend of Id Madness Pod, Sandy King, representing year after year after year for Id Madness Pod. Shout outs to Storm King Comics.
The best score of all the Halloween movies are the 3 new films. The stuff that he does with Cody and Daniel Davies, incredible.
I saw Carpenter live at Knockdown Center in Queens, and you should have been there. You should have been there. We texted you. So this mass factory is out in the middle of nowhere, but our town is watching Doc and his new girlfriend like a hawk. Mr. Cochran runs this town and the Silver Shamrock Mask Factory.
Yeah, which has a tight curfew time. Even for cats, you got to bring your cats in when they hit the curfew, man.
I thought the cat was going to get it. I was like, here we go again with this goddamn podcast, but I don't think that happened. We got Buddy and his family. Poor Buddy, who busts his ass for the company. We meet the drunk homeless dude who hates Cochran and the factory. He's gonna burn this mother effer down. But Cochran's got eyes and ears all over the town. We're talking like 1984 here, like the book with Big Brother, eyes and ears all over the place. So the homeless dude gets his head ripped off by these business suit guys.
And so I put in my notes, Shawn, I was like, he hooks up right away, Atkins, right? Doc, then shares his drink with a homeless man. Then they're both just out walking around by themselves. Like Ellie's walking around by herself and he's walking around by himself. Then they hook up again.
Hot sex.
And then I'm like, they're making masks still the day before Halloween. Why are they making masks?
They got to get those shipments out quickly.
For when? For who? Everyone should have. If you're a kid and you don't have a mask by October 30th, I don't know what you're doing. What were you thinking? And then I wrote Connell Cochran is like evil Willy Wonka. Right? Not Willy Wonka with a touch of evil and a touch of being sly. Like he's evil. And I just love this mounting concern as they're there and this company is in charge of it and you're being watched. And we've got these like Matrix-like dudes in suits, right, running around, and it's very, in that way, is a lot in common with the Matrix. They're being watched the entire time they're doing stuff. We've got these, sort of generic dudes in suits out with black gloves on, out killing people. I will say the black gloves is a common. Our buddy Spooky Speed would probably call it out, but I think like Giallo films, which is like Italian slasher films, I think they always wear the black gloves. So he could tell me if I'm right or wrong, but yeah.
We got this other lady, Marge. She's mad at the factory. Small business owner. Factory messes up her orders. Plus, the Silver Shamrock logo came off one of these masks, so she's extra pissed.
And she is Tom Atkins' wife at the time of the film.
Okay, so he's got another lady.
Yeah, they're all over the place. For
yeah. She discovers this microchip on the back of the logo, and she's messing with it. And it shoots a laser beam and blows her face off. Bugs are crawling out of her face, and Cochran and his goons come and clean up the mess.
It's such a crazy idea. Like
it's a misfire.
Like they're gonna laser your face, but then we're gonna create life out of your face. Like what? And we'll get to it. I got some questions about this plan, but the
practical effect is sick. When like the face is like blown up, it's disturbing to look at. It's kind of nuts.
This is all it's all a really, really cool premise wrapped in this Halloween blanket. But like the whole concept of this is like this. It's a cool idea. it's far out there with Stonehenge and witches and all this other stuff, but you know, they may have handled their witches better than weapons.
Hey, wait, don't. So I also, nothing can be spoiled. Nothing can be spoiled, and I have to. It's also part of my story.
Okay.
It's so funny.
There's no witches and weapons, I promise you guys. It's just
Can't
gargoyles.
believe the text you sent me. That's so funny. So Doc has this friend Teddy. That's another one of his girlfriends. She's helping him go through the ashes of this dude who poured gasoline on himself and blew him up. But all she's finding are these mechanical parts in the ash. Odd.
Yeah, and
Strange.
he's kind of like he's in this weird town, and there's with this girl, and all the strange stuff's going on, and he's kind of still flirting with her on the phone. Like it's
Just another one of his ladies.
yeah.
We got Buddy, who's the top Silver Shamrock employee.
Or
He's
salesman, right? I think he's
salesman.
not.
Yeah.
So he's stocking probably at his stores or something like
Yeah,
that.
but he's like an independent contractor who's selling the
Yes.
most masks.
Yeah.
He's got a special meeting with Cochran, the head guy. He's stoked about it. Doc and his new girlfriend are also at the Silver Shamrock factory. They're doing investigaty bits that Vertebrae.
What meeting was he gonna have?
I'm sure our friend Buddy was just trying to look for some kind of like promotion or bonus or raise.
What were they planning to do with Buddy?
Well, I mean,
We know what happens, but that
Yeah.
was the plan all along.
I guess the demonstration. A
To
demonstration.
who though? Because if Atkins doesn't show up, who they demonstrating for?
Yeah. So we got them going through the factory and they're investigating and trying to find this girl's dead dad. And they find out that, of course, he was there.
Yeah, they see his car and she goes over and is kind of stopped from going into the area where the car is. Right? That's that point.
Yeah. I mean, I think that's coming up.
Yeah.
Cochran wants to give Buddy and his family a tour of the facility, and they invite Doc and his new girlfriend to come along. We're officially at the halfway point of this movie. We're moving quick. Halloween 3, Season of the Witch. Pretty good movie. We're at the Silver Shamrock factory. It's pretty sweet. There's toys. There's masks everywhere. Cochran created this. He's a rich hotshot. The masks have a final process that everyone is very curious about. I am too. What could this final process possibly be?
It's so secretive that it's behind these doors that say final process in big letters above it. And I just crack up at that, Shawn, because I'm like, who is that for? Who is it for? It's Cochran and all his goons. We haven't seen another person. It's Cochran and all his goons. Who is the labeled final processing door for?
Buddy sure wants to know, and so does Doc and his new girlfriend.
But wouldn't it be better to just be like, we do a final process, but it's not in there, right? Like
that's the cafeteria.
Yeah, exactly.
And then they find dead dad's car at the factory.
Yeah. And they're outside, and I'm gonna tell you that this sort of like dread that they're having, where it's like we're just suddenly surrounded. It's like in the movie The Birds, where it's like some birds show up, and now there's just more and more and more. There's dudes in these suits, these gray suits that they got at the Men's Warehouse or whatever, just rolling out in a million different directions, cold, calculating, and I don't know, man. Atkins goes a long way to hook up, because like that place, like when I got there, I got them vibes like I'm out. What do you just met? You can't be that concerned for her dad. Like it's pretty crazy. Yeah. I guess Shawn is probably, he makes a whole speech about it being at the hospital and that bothers him, and it's his hospital, although he seems to be drunk a lot. So I don't know how concerned he is about being ready for work, but yeah,
they're getting blocked by all these business suit guys. Business dudes track down Doc and his girlfriend to the hotel that they've been having hot sex at, and they kidnap his girlfriend because she's learning too much.
Bye, Ellie.
So Doc chases after. He's fighting these business dudes, but it's Ash. It's Bishop. It's an android. It bleeds orange juice, and Doc gets busted by Cochran.
And it actually was orange juice that they used to the
Oh,
filming.
really?
Yeah.
We get the big alien Ash reveal. It's not there.
Okay.
The business suit guys are robots.
So they're all robots.
Uh-huh.
So makes the signage for final processing area even
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 less. It's only
stranger.
for Cochrane.
Like I gotta go back. Are there like OSHA safety rules hanging up and stuff? It's just Cochrane as the only human being. How he's able to set all these robots up and get everything rolling and keep everything maintenance, I'm not really sure. Their suits are well pressed. Do they press them themselves? Like how is this working? Also, like an odd question that popped in my head, Shawn, is they're robots and they all have shoes on. Do they have socks? Are they wearing socks?
I mean, they're probably finely tailored. Yeah, I don't see why they wouldn't.
Right, to look more human. So in case somebody sees their leg when they're doing something.
More human than human.
Oh boy, we're
Good
gonna add
song.
that.
Let's put it on.
Yeah.
It's probably already on there. Cochrane's planning something big.
Yeah, he's got
For
huge
Halloween.
plans. Yeah, that guy's got evil written all over him. Like, I don't know what else he's been in, and I don't know what else he did in his life, but like, I don't trust him as soon as you see him. Yeah, wild eyes, that Cochrane.
Turns out he stole the Stonehenge monument,
Mm.
and he's putting a small particle of it into each mask, and it has devastating effects.
I want to know how they discovered this. And it also sounds like just some like ridiculous Cheech and Chong movie where they have to like steal a piece of Stonehenge or something. I don't know, to make the ultimate blunt. But
To get you extra stoned,
yeah. But they're actually like chipping away at this thing and
With
in
a
a
chisel?
weird manner. They're making like holes like in the center of it. So there's still stone above it. Like they didn't start at the top
And work their way down.
and work their way down. They're just making like in the middle. It just becomes like the Swiss
It's gonna
cheese.
tip over like a tree.
But I guess they don't have to worry about that because they only need a certain amount because they're playing an end game with this, which I'm still not 100% sure what their full plan is. But so those robot guys went to Stonehenge and stole it. How we don't know. Like they have a plane as well. Whatever. There's another team of people. I don't know. We skipped that part completely.
There's a demonstration with Buddy, the star employee, and his family. They get locked in a small room, and this goddamn annoying ass commercial plays again.
Wait, hold on, Shawn. Before you back up,
Yeah.
you missed the creepy robot knitting lady that's sitting there like knitting,
Oh,
and then
yeah.
and then when then Atkins, that's like right before Atkins starts fighting everybody, right? But you
Yeah.
get this like weird lady, like the robot lady, like
Uh-huh.
knitting. Yeah, that's very strange. It's very like like some fun house where everything's just like the funhouse characters are all
Cochrane
mechanical
has
and there's just
created this
one
world.
human.
Yeah.
Yeah, like he's just living. Like, why did you make a knitting? Like, who's supposed to? Like, why have anyone ever even come to the factory at all?
Yeah.
You don't need it. Just send the masks out. And like, was he? Who filmed the commercial?
Probably some of his robots.
They're just editing and stuff. This is AI, Shawn. They did this commercial all
Happening
AI.
in the year before I was born, 82. It was already here.
By the way, if you're listening to this live when it drops on Friday, this past week there was news of Paul Tremblay's next book, and it has to do with AI. And I saw the cover, and there was a big write-up on it. So when that book comes out next year, we got to have him back on to talk about it because we did discuss AI with him. Now I know why he was being a little coy about it when he was on. He was talking, but not completely.
Personal friend of the show.
Yeah, Paul Tremblay, who was in a photo online with Tremblay, John Langan, Philip Fracassi in the middle wearing a Vertebrae33 t-shirt. Incredible, absolutely incredible photo. All three of them, the only three authors we've had on the podcast so far.
Look at the smile on Vertebrae's face
Pretty
right now. If you're
fantastic.
watching
That was
this
very
on
cool.
YouTube.
That was very cool. And then, if we had Chef Brian had showed up, if it was like a best of episode, but
Chef Brian just posted a video of Blothar from Guar making my sandwich at Mission Sandwich. So shout outs to Guar and shout outs to Chef Brian at Mission Sandwich. Make sure you try the Hail Shawn, my custom sandwich at Mission Sandwich in Brooklyn.
That's awesome.
Buddy's son is wearing this mask, watching this commercial, this annoying ass commercial, the magic pumpkin. Cochrane is beaming out a signal from the factory. And even with a brand new format, my friends, this brings me to my
Milking of the alpacas moment.
Oh, absolutely.
It's still here. We're not getting rid of the alpacas. We keep them at the farm here. They're well fed, they're well milked, and we're about to drink this milk. The mask melts onto his kid's face. The kid falls to the floor dead. Bugs and snakes are crawling out of his face. Mother faints. Buddy freaks. He gets bit by a snake. Whole family's dead. Thanks for all your help and your sales, buddy.
Oh, not only is it like, all the snakes from Raiders of the Lost Ark are crawling out of this kid's head, or it's his head becoming the snakes, and there's all these crickets, but there's a rattlesnake. That's what bites Dad, and he has like a heart attack. And a rattlesnake, like we get very specific on seeing this rattlesnake, and the crickets and bugs. I don't know how this makes any sense.
Why would Cochrane do this? That's his best salesman.
Yeah, I didn't get that. Was that always your plan? Why were you having come there? Why did we have this bunker set up with this fake room when mom pulls the curtains back? Like, oh, it's a room, and it's still like the steel bunker. But even this plan, Shawn, now we can talk about it safely. And he'll explain it later in an evil guy diatribe.
Classic.
But like, I don't know, man. You're just filling the world with bugs. And how did you know this would work? Like, how does the power of Stonehenge go into this microchip that you made and turn a kid's head into crickets and snakes? Pretty crazy.
Yeah, I have questions about some other decisions that happen later on in this, but Doc's reaction to all of this, and so they make Doc watch this happen on the TV and watch the family die, and his reaction is he closes his eyes, he puts his head back a little bit, and slowly raises his trembling fists in the air in rage. And I'm like, my God, dude, like acting at its finest.
That was one of the silliest moments. I'm not sure what he was even doing. It's up there. It's his second best moment, and his acting moment is the best one is right at the end of the film, but we'll get to that.
So now it's Halloween, just like it is today. And kids are all around the world buying and wearing these silver shamrock masks, getting ready to watch the special commercial, the special announcement that is going to kill them all.
Right. But they also, before then, Shawn, they send somebody to kill the medical examiner that he's been talking to on the phone. Right. She gets taken out.
So right now we got poor Doc's other girlfriend, Teddy.
Yeah.
Sifting through the ashes of this dude who blew himself up.
Catching on to what happened.
It's not car parts. Maybe this man was a machine. She knows too much. In comes business suit guy and gives her the business. What does he do?
Oh, he just drills her face, I assume. I don't know. We don't see it, right? He grabs the drill.
Yeah, he takes the big drill, and then I guess you're left to assume that he
you don't see any blood or anything, but Shawn, I don't know why we were talking about it. We were talking about the machine, and I was thinking of Pink Floyd's "Welcome to the Machine," and then I was thinking of Shadows Falls cover.
We will add
Welcome
this
to the Machine
to the In Madness Spotify playlist, which grows with every episode. And like Vertebrae said, Cochrane goes classic Bond villain and tells his entire story to our Doc, who is now his prisoner. The story of Halloween, the festival of Samhain, which reads as Samhain, killing animals and children. Now it's time again. The planets have aligned, and it's time for the mass sacrifice.
Yeah, so that's the explanation. We're getting a mass sacrifice. Not sure why they're turning him into bugs and snakes. If you could turn him into anything, I would just turn him into candy, I guess. I don't know. Why was
robots, more robots to do your bidding.
Or just dirt back to the earth or something. You know what I mean? Like just decompose them quicker. But yeah, I don't know.
I have to go off on a tangent right now.
Okay.
Do you know Unto Others, my new favorite band on earth?
Your new favorite band is on Earth?
No, Unto Others. Have you ever heard of Unto Others?
I have not. I thought you said Unearth, which
No,
I've heard.
so Unto Others are like my new favorite band on earth.
Okay.
They just released an amazing EP. They're like gothy, like typo vibes.
Uh-huh.
And they have a great sense of humor, and I've loved them for a while. They just released a EP called I Believe in Halloween Part 2.
Mm-hmm.
I have been listening to it nonstop on my trip in France, and it just hit me right now. My favorite song off of that EP is called Robots, and I'm going to add that
There you
in
go.
tribute to this movie to the In Madness Spotify
Oh,
playlist.
I'll have to listen to
I
it.
have to show it to you. I think you'll love it. I think you'll love it.
Yeah, unto others, you said.
Yeah. Shout
Okay.
out to Onto Others. I'm gonna see if maybe I can get one of them on the podcast one day because they're all cool dudes.
Okay.
Hell yeah. So Cochran puts a mask on Doc, wishes him a happy Halloween. He even puts on John Carpenter's Halloween for Doc to watch. What a nice dude. This is all gonna build up to the commercial
Right.
break that's
So
gonna kill everyone wearing a mask.
we had to assume that this commercial is happening at 9:00 but we're kind of far along in Halloween. So if we go TV time, are we an hour into Halloween when we see it? And then they're going to continue it after, or are we later in the film? I wonder. Someone should write in and tell us. Like, did that movie start at 8:00 on TV? Because if you remember correctly, Shawn, they had to edit that movie when they put it on TV originally, and they added some stuff, right? They added the whole clues to it being the sister and all that stuff in there to get it into a 2-hour TV format block. So does the top of the hour at 9:00 is when the commercial drops,
Everyone's gonna die.
right dead in the middle of Halloween?
So no one's gonna get to see the ending.
No one sees the ending. But is it just, it's only people wearing masks, I
Yeah, but
guess.
also if they die, the
But
channel's
if they
still
get
gonna be
bit by
on.
if they get bit by snakes and stuff, they're also gonna die. So, like,
Yeah.
again, what is the plan? And also, he does a lot of we talking. We're gonna do this. The planets align. It's only him.
Mhm.
At no point do we see like the rest
An
of his crew.
accomplice. Yeah.
Yeah, and he doesn't accomplish what he needs. Well, we don't know, but we're gonna find out what happens to him. And I think this part, Shawn, when we hear that recognizable music from that scene in Halloween, this is one of those parts. I've other movies, like when we watch the menu, where I like 10 points in that movie, I thought they were about to eat people. This is like my 10th point where I'm like, if you were watching this for the first time and didn't know what was going on, could you imagine if out of the shadows at that point in the movie, Michael Myers shows up?
Mhm. Huge pop. Huge
Yeah.
pop.
Yeah. And I don't know. I don't know how you work it in the story, but then if you think about all the Thorn stuff and everything that they did with Samhain and Michael Myers and the backstory and the novelization, remember that novelization that we bought, right? Which both of us probably still have to read, but we have it. You could have tied that together in some way if you wanted to, but that playing that music there kind of really throws you, because you're like, for sure, like Michael Myers has to show up.
But Doc escapes with the luckiest throw on earth, the way he throws this mask over the camera.
And then the mask gets thrown onto the camera, and when we see it on the
And it looks
TV,
like Michael Myers in the beginning
Michael
of
Myers
Halloween.
mask with looking through the eyes. So we're doing it over and over again. Once again, they're like, Michael Jordan's not here, but here's a statue of him. We're gonna watch us lose this game.
Doc calls his ex-wife and he's begging her to throw the masks away. So in the beginning of this movie, they gave the doctor's kids, his wife Annie from Halloween, bought the silver shamrock masks for the kids. So Doc is calling Annie and saying, those masks that you bought, you need to throw them away. She already hates him, so she tells him to fuck off and hangs up on him.
I'm assuming she thinks he's drunk, right?
Again.
He's crazy, drunk again, running around. I'm going to go on a limb, Shawn, and I'm going to say their marriage broke up because Doc was running around on her. Right? I think it's pretty safe to
With
say
all of his
the
floozies.
drinking and all the women stuff is what broke up this marriage. And now he's already canceled plans with her with the kids before. Sounds like he does it kind of on a regular basis. And, there's no way she's going to believe him.
So now he's got a new mission. He's going to save
Mhm.
his new girlfriend.
Yeah.
So he messes with their operations and he's tweaking the little knobs where the Stonehenge operation
I
is
don't know
happening.
how he even knows what he's doing.
And the commercial starts playing, but not on all the TVs, just all the TVs within the area of this laboratory. So then he figures out that he finds this box of silver shamrock, the little logos that go on the back of the mask, and he goes and climbs up to the roof where these guys are working and pours the silver shamrock things over them. And because the commercial is playing in their vicinity, lasers are shooting out and is blowing up the factory. And I don't know what the hell's going on, but it's raining silver shamrock things and it's shooting lasers and it's killing all of the robots.
And I write in my notes, dumps the chips and they zap everyone, exclamation point. Then WTF.
But the commercial's still going to air worldwide in 10 minutes.
But what happens to Cochran?
So I don't know. Like a ring forms around his droids that are dead.
Yes,
And then
droids.
Yeah.
These aren't the droids you're looking for.
yeah. His android, whatever they are, and the robots. And then a laser shoots out of Stonehenge into his head.
Yeah.
And then he vanishes or something. I don't remember what happens to him.
Yeah. And I don't know why. This time when I'm watching the movie, I was picturing Spinal Tap when they had the Stonehenge.
Yeah.
Little Stonehenge. Yeah.
This begs one question. Are we still playing Stonehenge tonight? No, we're not fucking playing Stonehenge. So the commercial's still going to air, so they got to stop it.
Mm-hmm.
Until we find out that Doc's girlfriend is also a robot and starts attacking him until he knocks her head off.
So, okay, let's back up for a second.
What happened here?
At some point, we see her laying down. There's no way they could have made a robot.
Did they make her a robot?
No way. They were there
because
like a
if
day.
she was a robot, this whole movie, what was the fucking point of all of this? I don't.
Yeah, he went there. I mean, listen, the dude learned his lesson. Go there for trying to chase this young girl and hook up.
Was he having sex with a robot this whole movie?
I think so. I think he was. I think he was having sex with a robot.
I don't understand why.
But also, why did she wait, Shawn, to reveal herself until this moment? He just went and destroyed all the other robots and then totally destroyed, Stonehenge.
What would even be the point of her showing up at the hospital to see her dead dad? And why would she want to find out who did it if she's a robot?
Someone explain this to me. Maybe we need to get our hands on the novelization. Maybe this fleshes something out. Maybe they did create her. Maybe there's some machine where they could zap her. And listen, we're cutting chips off of Stonehenge and zapping people's faces.
It makes more sense if she's human the whole movie and then they make her a robot
and
at
then
the
they kill
facility.
They kill her.
And then that makes more sense than her being a robot the whole movie, because then it makes no sense to me at all.
Yeah, I think they needed to do one more thing before the end of the movie. One more twist, But yeah, we got to figure this out.
Do we? I don't think we do.
I'm gonna find out if I can find a PDF of this novelization. We're gonna get right to this part.
So Doc finds a phone and he's calling the authorities. Or he calls, I don't know who he calls. He's calling the operator.
So he calls he must be calling I guess the authorities, but like they have a direct line to the
To the
TVs,
television? No
the
idea what's
3
going on.
channels. Like, how does this even
He's
work?
begging
Is there
them to
some
take this off
hotline?
the air
Makes no
one at
sense.
a time, and they're going off, and he's like, "Okay, channel 1 is off." And then there's a kid with a mask watching this TV in front of him, and the kid changes the channel, and he's like, "No, no, channel 2, it's still on. You must take it off the air." And sure as hell, just in time, we have disrupted this commercial to bring you. We have a something, whatever. And then the kid changes the channel. No, it's still on channel 3. Take it off the air. Stop it. Stop it. And he's looking at the camera and he's screaming for it to stop, but the commercial is still playing.
And then the movie cuts. He yells, "Stop it!" And that's the end.
The end.
What a weird ending. I know. I love you. Love
We did it.
open
We
endings.
blasted through this movie in an hour. Are you looking right now? I'm very happy. We did this movie in an hour.
Yeah.
First off, the channel doesn't go off the air. It still kills hundreds or thousands or millions of people. And I wrote here, love a nice grim ending.
Right. So it says here that originally the ending theme wasn't going to be played during the credits. Instead, it was going to be the screams of millions of children being murdered. Tommy Lee Wallace decided not to add this so it could be more ambiguous.
Yeah.
And there's a possibility that they were saved.
Yeah.
And then Atkins was more satisfied with this ending of the movie. And because it says he
could
was much
still
more
be
satisfied with this
grim
movie.
without being so overly grim.
Yeah.
What did Tom
And he
Zach
wants
say?
and he wants to basically he struggles that his struggles weren't in vain, basically, and that at least his own children survived. So the actor wants to say, I don't know why that's the part he wants to stick to on that character, but that at least it wasn't in vain. But I think the screams of millions of children probably would have been a cooler ending than just what we got, which was sort of like the end of a weird after school special where they're just like, put down that cigarette.
Yeah, and he's looking directly in the camera. But I did think it was a very cool ending, and I was like, "Oh, that was a good way to end it." I don't hate this movie. I'm glad I watched it. I have seen it like a handful of times now that I've like really started watching it. I enjoy it when I do my Halloween marathons, which I do often now. I include it in my Halloween.
Oh yeah, you include it. See, I would skip over this in the marathons. I would watch it, but I wouldn't watch it after 2, like, and then before 4. Like that, because it doesn't fit. There's no reason for it to fit.
No, but it's
Sean,
I like doing things chronologically now. But
I
I don't mind this movie at all.
It's on an Excel spreadsheet for you.
But I know people are obsessed with this movie. I'm not obsessed with it, but I've learned to love it.
And this novelization, Sean, they do describe the end of this as hearing the screams of the children. And the quote was, throughout the station, the town, and the land beyond. So in the novelization, they make it clear, and that probably comes to the original script, that like they failed at this. We get nods to this, Sean, in Halloween Kills. 3 of the victims are wearing the silver shamrock masks.
Oh, that's
on
cool.
On the merry-go-round in Halloween Kills. And so they allude to it.
Halloween Kills.
Yeah. Sean's not happy about that one.
Trick or treat, man. Happy Halloween.
Happy
I hope you're
Halloween.
eating candy. Thank you for spending Halloween with us, doing Halloween 3, our tradition. Did you get all of your bits and all the facts in and everything you wanted, Vertebrae? Oh, he stepped away. I know he's grabbing that mask. I know he's gonna do something crazy. This fucking guy left me in the middle of the podcast, and here he is with this little bit. That thing is creepy to look at, man. I'm about to go to sleep.
Are we doing
at this?
Am I late for my episode?
You're in 365 days. Go hibernate.
Is Lori here? She never gave me a birthday card.
On our YouTube page. Can I tell you something funny really quick now that you're sitting here scaring me before I go to bed? We were at Comic-Con for our last couple of episodes, and at the after party, shout outs to Aub, who had us at the rooftop after party. Myself and Vertebrae33 and a close personal friend of the podcast, John Bellotti Jr., were up there snagging comic books, and I snagged the Event Horizon comic book. And I read it on the plane going to Paris, France. and I was like, oh man, I gotta watch Event Horizon. So like yesterday, as a matter of fact, I was sitting here watching Event Horizon. And there's like spoiler alert when they're like all floating around with no eyeballs. And I was having nightmares all night last night of people floating around with no eyeballs. So
Oh,
I'm glad that's what I dreamt about last night. And now tonight I'll be dreaming about this horrifying face you have me looking at right now. Check us out on YouTube in Madness Pod episode 134, Halloween 3. For our next episode in a couple of days from now,
what are we doing? We're doing Halloween 4. I'm here for
I
it.
wish. I think we're going to talk about how much Vertebrae hated the movie Weapons. Also, on the Monday this drops, well, on the Monday that the next episode is going to drop, I think it's November 3rd. November 3rd is Godzilla Day. So I don't know what we could do, but I'm just going to talk about my favorite Godzilla movies once again and show off. I don't know. I have no idea, but we're going to do a fun, cool episode. But yeah, this is our new movie format. We did it. I think we did a great job. I don't even know what our next movie is. Maybe we do a vote. We haven't done a vote in a while. Should we do a vote?
I vote we get Laurie.
Right, Michael. We'll see you next year, Michael Myers, for whatever numbered episode next year's Halloween special will be for Halloween 4. If you have anything to say about Halloween 3 Season of the Witch and want to discuss the movie with us on the socials at In Madness Pod, or hit us in the mail sack in madnesspod@gmail.com. We can dip into the mail sack in our next episode. We have a voice note from our friend Psycho Ninja 47, David, who is also part of our Comic-Con episodes, one of my favorite guests on In Madness Pod. We have a voice note from him. We will play that most likely on our next episode. Check us out on YouTube so you can see this horrifying Michael Myers mask that Vertebrae is
cheapest Michael Myers mask ever purchased.
I think if you had like the black makeup on the eyes, kind of like Batman, it would pop the gimmick for sure. Yeah, and like exactly just like that. That's really creepy, dude. God damn it. So scary. Check out the In Madness Spotify playlist, which grows every single day. Spread the tentacles. Tell everybody you know. And that's what we got for episode 134. Thank you very much for joining us.
Peace out, everyone. Happy Halloween.
Happy Halloween.